I like it.
All right, we're renaming this to to not or not to not. There you go, Tyler.
Thank you. Now I'll stop saying it. Maybe. Probably not.
All right, so if you look on the floor there, this is actually one of the only meetings we're going to do where we don't pair off into groups. This is going to be everybody's involved. Now, the rope's on the ground, and you guys need to decide whether, when both ends are pulled, so you have an end here and you have an end here, you guys need to decide if there's a knot or not a knot in the middle of the rope. You cannot touch the rope, so we'll just get that out of the way right now.
Not a knot. There's not a knot.
No, not a knot.
You don't see that? There's definitely not.
I think there's a knot.
Definitely a knot.
No. No knot.
So,
There's not there.
before we start,
Spell that. Not a knot.
before we start, there needs to be a consequence if you're wrong.
Like what?
You guys decide.
Alright, if we're wrong,
You gotta leave the
has to
meeting.
leave the meeting.
I'm down for that.
Does that have to be a negative consequence or a positive consequence?
Ooh, that is a thing. He's got a good point.
Oh, well, I'm
If
not
we're
picking it.
wrong, we all get $100 from Brian. If we're right, we get $200.
No,
That's what you think.
I asked you to pick a consequence.
Not a reward.
That's a terrible consequence. We don't get the 200. We only get 100.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Okay, so if we're
No,
not
I'm
right.
sticking with what he said.
Thank you. That's not a horrible thing.
Okay, yeah, he's not gonna go with that.
If you're wrong, you have to leave for the day. With
No,
pay.
No,
I'm out on that.
Yeah.
With pay.
Someone intentionally be wrong.
I don't wanna worry about it, cause I'm never wrong.
Hey, if
There's a
we're
knot in
right,
that thing.
Oh, I hear
if we're not right, then we all should have been in by Brian.
After you come in.
Why would
We
you
all-
come up
50
All right, so if you guys are wrong, Leanna says that you have to buy
What?
lunch.
No, no, no,
That's the
no,
way
no,
you
no,
sound
no,
down
no,
for
no,
that.
no,
It's
no.
a person.
All four
Come on,
words,
stop
but
being
not
cheap.
his, not
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Well, I,
It's a really good idea. All of us
what do you
get
mean
lunch
if
for
you
free.
all are wrong?
Oh, no, we're only picking the consequence.
Oh, what
So
the
you're saying
hell?
whoever guesses wrong has to contribute to your lunch?
Well, no, here's the thing, the decision
Is a crew.
needs to be unanimous.
No,
It's a jury.
This is not gonna
there's a, dude. there's a-
Show of hands,
there's
is
a
there
knot.
not?
There's a knot.
There's not a knot.
We're
Show
not,
hands.
we're not to that point
There-
yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're not to that point yet, right? We have to pick the consequence
Oh, okay,
first.
okay.
There's a knot. There's a knot.
Or do we all agree that we buy Brian's lunch if we're wrong?
How many people are in here?
That's not good enough.
Why are you making it all about you? It's
Guys,
It's
we don't
not a
have
good
to-
enough consequence?
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
not a good
it's
enough.
literally $2 a piece. Come on,
None of us get hurt by it.
$2 a piece. Limit.
$2 a piece? That's a $25 lunch. What's he
Lobster?
eat? Before it gets a lot
Yeah,
worse.
$25 lunch, you can do that.
I can
I'm
do that.
good with that.
$2 a piece.
So we're gonna buy Brian a $25 lunch. Okay,
And
that's
if you
fine.
don't
Cause
care-
I'm not counting on being wrong.
Alright.
All right, so you guys decided that you're buying me lunch if you're wrong.
Well, he's letting us do this, and he's heard us all say that there's not a knot.
No,
So
there
maybe
is a knot.
some
There's not a
reverse.
knot. Stop.
All right,
Stop. Shut that down real quick.
Alright, so we know the consequence.
Yep.
It sounds like we've already,
the decision of the group needs to be unanimous.
so we do that now.
It's
So
a
show of hands,
It's a
not.
hung jury.
Not?
That there is a
There
knot.
is a not.
It's not gonna be unanimous.
So there's two, well, hold your hands up if you think there's a knot.
Raise your hands, people. If
Okay,
you think
1,
there's a
2,
knot.
3, 4. Alright, so,
Not a knot.
so we're agreeing that there's not a knot.
Carlos, you gonna raise it?
Is there
1,
not?
2,
is there
3, 4.
not a
Okay, so
rope
we're
or
good.
not?
So we're agreeing that the
Is there a knot in
unanimous.
that rope or not a knot?
It's gotta be unanimous, means everybody.
Well, I know, but-
Can we take a closer look?
Huh?
Can we
Yeah,
stand
you
over
just
top
can't-
of
you
it?
can't
You can't touch it.
No, you can't come around here, you can stand up and look over.
Oh, now we're adding rules.
Alright, can I just state a little bit, guys?
No.
There's no knot.
When there's rope that's going through the rest of those loops, in my theory, there's no way that you're gonna pull that without a knot out.
Not necessarily.
Here
It
this
needs to be-
is.
I mean, I'm
Sit
just-
on this table.
I'm just saying.
No.
It's a really good look.
No, we have to take the ends
Yeah, we're gonna pull both ends,
What
right?
do you, wait a minute, what do you consider a knot?
What?
Yes,
A knot, if you
We're not-
pull it, and
we're not
it's
playing
tight.
no cheap stuff.
It's
It's
not
not straight when you pull it out.
there's different types of knots.
Yeah, but
A knot, he didn't say
A
a.
Don.
Windsor.
Yeah.
I consider not a Windsor.
If it's a Windsor, then we win. If it's not-
Boy Scout over here. I think there's
No,
no.
Tyler.
I'm so glad Jeff
Marsh has
Jones isn't
tied a lot
here.
of ropes. He's made a lot of news.
They gotta taught me like 10
Land,
times.
leave them
I'm, as far as I can go.
there. I'll have Tyler hold your feet.
Is there not? Looks like the row we do, just pull it. That's
I don't.
I mean, I'm looking at two pieces of rope right here that are wrapped around each other.
That's a knot.
The very
Yeah,
top.
but no, if they're just, I mean,
Doesn't
'cause
matter.
if it's just twisted like this, then
It's not
It
twisted
comes
like
out
that.
when you pull it.
But that's the thing, when you
I-
roll
I'll
up
hold
your
your hand.
earphones in a nice roll and you still pull them out, there's always a knot.
Yeah,
That's a
there's
lot of fucking rope, there's a
not-
knot.
There's no, it's not an intravenous.
There has to be.
There is a knot.
You know how long it's gonna take us to agree on this, for unanimous?
Yeah,
I'll
it's
tell
a
you.
meeting,
I think
it's a
that's-
half hour.
There
is a knot.
I'll go with the group's decision, but I think there's a knot.
I think there's not.
I don't think there's a knot.
No.
Alright, now looking at it,
I'm whooping you if we got paid.
can we take
Bring
it?
it, try it.
Guys, I think this is a team building, exercise.
Yeah, we have to tear each other apart so we can build it back
$2,
up.
that's a lot of money.
Okay, I'll change my vote if somebody buys me lunch.
What? I bought you lunch yesterday from the place, the wrong place.
Road
I
rules
don't
strategy.
Why don't we do it the fair way and we put on a piece of paper knot, and on a
Majority
piece of
wins.
paper no knot, and we just draw.
I'll change it
Majority
to knot.
wins.
No,
We're not embarrassed by our decision,
it's a
so we don't have to
decision,
worry
it's
about that.
not.
There's a knot.
I'm changing mine to not.
What?
Okay, there you go. Majority.
Alright, so now we got
swings.
6.
Why did you change?
Leanna went to knot.
I think there's not.
There's peer pressure.
Sorry, so
Why?
again, raise your hand if you believe there's a knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'll
So
go
who,
with
so who just changed?
Leanna,
Carlos,
Chad.
Leanna, and Chad.
Why?
It's Leanna.
Because I see the,
Aaron.
when you take a
So-
little closer look.
No really way to
okay,
tell, but the odds of there not being a knot in there is.
They're sewed on our
It's
compass.
very
list.
easy for it to knot up, so.
Now, hold on, here's the next question. Who's pulling the string?
And here's the next question.
Okay.
Are you gonna tell us if there's a knot or not a knot before the string gets pulled?
Why would you know?
What fun would that be?
I don't care if there's a knot or not.
So we can't, we
He doesn't
can't
lose.
lose.
He doesn't
We
lose
can't
either
pull
way.
it, we can't pull it at all before,
Wait,
can't pull it.
Before you pick?
Yeah.
No.
what's the positive?
Alright, there is no positive. I
That
will
we
go
work
with
together
the
and made a
group
design,
There's
combined.
only a
because
consequence.
it's more important.
Alright.
I will pay $2 to be able to tell
Alright,
you guys.
this is gonna be a long meeting.
No,
We don't do it.
with as much rope that's there.
So if we all decided that there is there's a potential knot.
Marty
Yes.
and Christian
Nah.
is still
Nah.
saying no.
I'm still saying no, but I will
When
go
you
with the
pull
group.
it-
Alright, so Tyler's in with us, Christian.
Christian and
Are you
Mark.
part of the team or aren't you?
If we were the other way,
Or
Christian
are
would
you
still
not?
go with us.
Hey, just agree and then we'll be right and then they're the idiots.
Actually, it depends on if one,
Hey,
if two people are
there's no way
pulling, do
you're
two
gonna
people have
sway
to
the
pull at the same
majority in
time?
your favor. Don't
Or can you just pull
take
one end?
15 years.
However you guys wanna do it.
Okay.
You just pull one end, that's
Why didn't you think
Yeah,
it
but we
was
got to all
It's
agree,
$2.
and there's 2 people out of the whole room.
So,
that's
Alright, hang on, we need
disagreement.
one person to talk at a
I've
time
seen
now.
If you just pull one end,
Okay.
Alright, so
Christian,
Tyler has
Lisa has
decided
the
to go with the
conch.
group. Go ahead.
You have the conch, what'd you just say?
There's 2 people out of all these people that's saying no. We have to agree as a group.
So the 2 people.
Sometimes you have to be a team player and go along
Sometimes
with
you gotta do what
things.
you
Alright,
don't wanna do.
but let me ask you a question.
Sometimes even though you know everybody's wrong, you have to agree with them, trust me. It's
Or-
a thing that I deal with daily.
Or sometimes you need to take your opinion and change the minds of other people.
Which is what I did.
But
This is
question,
Kentucky.
is
You
there,
don't change
is there
that.
actually a man-made knot? Because there's no rope that's gonna come out perfect. Is there a man-made knot in there that you actually?
That's the
agree?
question.
That's
But
what
there's
we
a
did.
better
Answer
part.
that without
Right.
giving us an
Because
answer.
when you pull that
If you have
rope,
a
there's
person
gonna be a
pulling from
knot,
each
but
end.
is there gonna be a man-made?
if you have a person
that's
pulling
what
from each end,
matters.
there's gonna be a better chance that there's a knot.
That's what matters is
You pull
how,
from
when
one
you start
end.
pulling the rope, if there is a knot.
If one
Hold up,
person
are
I
we
don't think-
pulling? Or
It
two
don't
people
really, it
pulling?
don't really
Guys,
matter.
we're on the,
However you wanna
Hey,
do it.
it
So
don't
There's
really-
gonna be a
All
knot.
right.
It don't really matter like what's there
If two
right
people
now,
pull
it
it.
matters when we pull the rope, if there's a knot,
Right,
right?
there's a
My-
knot.
So if
Either
the
way,
knot
my
forms while we're
impatience is
pulling the
wearing
rope,
It's
then
not
there's a
just
knot.
one.
Well, that would be the proof.
All
Is
you
when
gotta
you
say
guys
is
pull
that
it.
there is a knot, if you grab the thing and pull
Hey,
it straight
there's a knot
up,
in that rope.
a knot's gonna be in there, so just say knot.
Okay.
Alright, everybody for a knot.
I mean,
Alright, so who's,
I'll go with it.
Oh, God.
so who's,
I'll raise my hand.
Just quit. We're gonna be here
Yeah,
for 4 hours.
I've seen this movie.
Oh, is this how we work out
I know.
disagreements? Is this what this whole thing is about?
Yes.
I know it's too close to the end of the month to sit in here all day.
Can we do side bets? Hey Christian, let's make a side bet.
He doesn't do anything.
It's
without
like
We
a
reason.
crap
sell
game.
some cars.
Nothing.
10, there's a knot, Christian.
Well, hold on. Who's saying there isn't a knot?
Christian and Mark.
I mean,
No, you're already on our side, so you
I
can.
don't
I'm
have
still
enough
saying there's
for-
not
Christian
a
and Mark.
I do more for-
Okay, alright, but
If you
give
ever
us,
picked up a
sell us
school-
as to why there's a knot, or there isn't a knot.
Listen to me. If you
Yeah,
ever,
back
have
it
you
up,
ever,
justify.
have you ever picked up something, whether it be extension cords or.
Christmas
Because it's-
lights.
okay, all right,
Listen
my
to
thoughts
me,
on
listen to me for a second.
Go ahead.
Have you ever picked up something like that and like picked it straight up and somehow a knot didn't get in, you had to untangle it? Never. It's always, you pick it straight up,
It's just like perfectly.
something's
round.
gonna knot up.
Now what we
Something's
wanna-
gonna be a knot.
Now what we want to hear is your justification as to why there's no knot.
This is apparently a team building exercise, and that man does nothing without a reason.
Larry?
But the reason is to get us all to agree when we're wrong and all just stumble together.
No. Is it a team?
Will you just
That's
focus
not
on the
true.
road?
Yeah, you're
I-
thinking too deep into this,
No, I
just
mean,
like
I'm
you do your car
honestly,
deals.
I think the same thing, like, based on my knowledge of Brian, that's why I don't think there's a knot. Like, yeah, you're right, if it's.
Guys, I don't-
Like, who wants to agree with a bunch of people and be wrong
If it
about
was
something
just
just
that-
because they say it's true?
But listen though, listen.
Yeah, leader
Think
or
about if
follower.
you ever pick
Why would
up
I mean, come
something
on.
like that, even if there's not a knot in there, if you pick it straight up,
Right.
some of that's gonna tangle up.
But
All right, well,
it's not something that.
It's safe to say that
We're
we're
not
not
picking
gonna
it
be
straight up.
unanimous,
We're
because
picking
he's
the
so
ends and we're pulling
stubborn,
it.
he won't
No,
sway.
you can just pick it straight
And when
up.
he's
No,
wrong,
we
we're
take the
really
ends and we
mad.
pull the ends out.
You don't
We're
think
not
it's
pulling
really
it out.
mad.
And there's gonna be a knot.
Okay, I don't think so.
If
And
one person pulls one end and.
Brian
two
said
people
it's
pull,
two
you can
people,
Pull it out.
2 people.
he said we
You don't
can
have to have
do
two
it.
people pull it. If one person pulls from one end,
It's
the
gonna knot
likelihood
up.
of being a knot is a lot slimmer than if one person pulls from each end, you're gonna pull a knot.
I really don't think there's a knot.
I don't either.
If it was just wadded up and thrown on the floor, then.
Alright, but guys, think about this, to move
That wasn't
forward,
why.
listen, to move forward, you're gonna have to convince a whole room full of people that there isn't a knot.
Right.
There's more people convinced that there is a knot in the room, so why, are you good enough to
So
convince us
just
that there's
run with
not
the
a knot?
bandwagon? Like,
No, convince us that there's
Convince
not
us
a
that
knot.
there's not
It
a
ain't
knot.
about making
That's
your
what this is
decision, it's
about.
about making the room's decision.
You have to sell us
So-
on
so
the fact
close
that
us.
there's not
If
a
you
knot
agree
there.
with us, you will not die. It's okay.
That's what this is about. You
It's not that
disagree.
serious.
You disagree, you have to sell, you and Mark have to sell the
so
whole
we
rest
started
of the
out, how many,
room
I mean,
that
like
there's
what,
not a
4 or
knot.
5 people thought
Right,
there
and
was not in it?
Yeah, and we all took.
So now at this point, everybody's just saying there is one just so we can get out of here.
No.
No.
I don't think there's a
No,
knot.
everybody
Yeah,
else
is
and
the-
it goes a little bit
Is the
further.
objection, or is the objective of this to get out of the meeting earlier? Or
No.
is the objective to be
Work.
right?
I wanna be right.
I wanna be
be
right.
right.
And, you guys aren't.
Okay.
Who's you guys?
I mean, it's obvious that wasn't.
Well,
right.
it-
The wrong people.
But you're the one.
Tyler, why do you
Something
think
like
there's
you
not a
said,
knot?
something was just
It
thrown
don't
on the
matter,
floor.
there
We
could be,
sit there
there
and
could be
tumble
a
up,
red
people
ball
are- yeah,
laying
more
on the
likely to be,
floor,
I mean,
and
twisted.
Tyler saying
But this
it's
wasn't just
blue,
thrown on the floor.
and he would be saying, no,
He
oh,
said
y'all's
that
wrong and
there.
I'm right.
And it's
So-
making
So what
it
is-
look like there's nothing.
Why do you
is
think
your,
there's a knot?
Huh?
Why do you think there's
I
not?
think there's honestly the
No,
same
you
thing
didn't.
Christian said. I think
No, you didn't.
that
You're
Brian
definitely-
set it up to look like there will be a knot when it's pulled out, and there will not be.
Shut up.
It's
No, you
impossible
was over
to tell
there
by
with
looking
them
at that.
Avenger people.
No, it's
I
not.
understand, and I'm not basing it off of the way it looks, I'm basing it off of my knowledge of Brian.
Jess, she's ready.
Okay.
That's the thing, it doesn't matter how you lay it, sometimes
Would
a
you
knot
miss the
can
bigger
just
point?
happen.
I don't, the point is just whether or not.
So
there's
what
a
do
knot.
you
You
choose
change it.
if I decide that
Change it
I'm
to
gonna make
majority.
you the leader of the group and you get to decide?
If I get to decide, I say there's no knot.
You're paying $2.
That's fine.
No, he's paying the
I'll pay everybody's
$25.
$2. I buy Brian's lunch most days anyway, like, it's not something I'm worried about.
There you go, alright.
Good, I'm fine.
Oh my god, so we have, so we have
No, I'm
literally
not
altered
changing
it
I'll pay, I'll buy his lunch.
from one
If I get to
decision
decide.
directly all the way across the other.
Nope.
I still think there's a knot.
I'll buy his
There's no
lunch.
knot in this.
There's
Is
no
this
knot.
about the money now?
gonna be more
We ain't got $2 on it. If you got $2, go home. You're in the wrong business.
McDonald's is hiring.
What would,
pay
Aaron,
your
what
lunch.
would your decision be
Y'all
if
are
the
right.
consequence was worse?
I
If it was
still
$1,000.
believe I still believe there's a knot regardless of the consequence.
Switzerland.
I still believe there's a knot, regardless of the consequence. You know.
I think it depends on how many people are pulling.
I mean, that might, it might factor into that, yeah. But if it's just one of us pulls, I don't know.
And which end
I
you
think
pull.
it'll pull it, I think it'll pull it.
So Christian's not changing his mind, but nobody's focusing on changing Mark's. Everybody's focusing on Christian.
Because Mark's.
Maybe Christian will go
I think
along
that
if
Mark
you
is
guys
a team
change
enough
Mark's
player
mind.
that if they change Christian's mind, that Mark's gonna hang in there with the team.
Mark is not really saying that there's not,
Hell
but he's
freeze
not
over
saying
first.
that there is.
Christian
either. He
will,
says he can't.
Christian
He
will
knows
be
that he
100%
can't.
wrong and know he's wrong and still argue with you. That's why everyone's trying to get with Christian.
I will buy Ryan's lunch.
He'll
You guys
sell
let me
more
know
around
if
everything
you
else
say
than
no,
he will
no.
about the actual product.
I'm wrong.
He'll
Bro,
sell more.
Christian,
Taking you out
Did
back.
you
We're
guys
not,
hear
we're not,
Tyler?
we're not thinking about Brian, we're thinking about the rope.
I ain't thinking about the
I
rope.
said, I will
And
buy
if
not
Ryan
something
about-
was just thrown in the floor and laid there
It's not
forever and somebody
about-
pulled on it, grabbed a kink in it, this was
It's
last
like you
year.
guys having
By
faith in
him.
me.
No,
It's
You
not
see
all
the
about
question?
you, it's not
It's
in it.
not
The
about.
world doesn't
Hey,
revolve
You
around.
think
Hey,
you come here and just
Do
drop
y'all
it?
realize this is being recorded? This will
Obviously,
give us some insight on how why our
He
team
just dropped
sucks.
it, 2 ends happen to be sneaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah, that
make
just
decisions
happened.
because they were alive. I'm glad we don't decide.
Oh.
And the result
I can't
will
wait to be
also
wrong.
speak a little bit.
Once you're wrong, you cannot talk to me for the rest of the day.
I mean, it's not about paying $2.
If I'm wrong,
for
right,
Ryan's
all right,
lunch.
if, how about this?
I don't,
If I'm wrong, and if, we'll say there's not a knot, if I'm wrong,
You buy everybody lunch.
no, I can't do that. I will not insult anybody for a week.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Holy
That would mean that we care about your insults,
Yeah,
which we don't.
then we
so.
wouldn't like you at
Yeah,
all.
that
you
is
should
where
wear
we-
horizontal stripes.
What? Like actually wider?
Wow.
You're like the third person to tell me that. Now my confidence is really low.
Don't
You
listen
could
to
have
him.
avoided that if you just listened.
I'm joking.
Ray Charles match your shit.
Yes, he did.
Hey, his colors and his tie actually matches
They
your
don't.
shirt.
But nobody's,
They match your
nobody's
shirt.
proof or
Colorblind.
disproof
We're in
either
orange
way.
shirt.
Everybody just has
There's
their
no
own thing.
proof for it.
Yeah, I'm with Tyler.
Until
There's
you
no
pull it.
proof that there is or isn't.
Right.
And
we
why-
have to
So
make a
why
decision.
make a decision based on that?
What?
Right, me actually displaying the rope doesn't matter.
I'd rather just find out instead of jump to conclusions.
I'm glad y'all said no to that.
All right.
A week without insight.
Back to
makes
the
me twitch.
decision at hand and not everything else around it. Christian, where do you stand?
I don't think it's not.
Okay, but are you gonna agree with the team so that you can be involved and instead of standing outside the circle?
Why do you think there's not a knot?
That's not the, why does everybody keep asking more questions?
I mean,
Because
Answer.
just
Don't
standing
know where he's
outside the
coming, where he's
circle
getting
means I
his
don't have
answer.
to be just somebody that jumps in the band.
Yeah, he's
Y'all
just
say,
trying to
"Oh,
be
He's
a-
just trying to prove
be a
it.
follower.
He's trying to be a
The
follower.
only-
That's the thing, that's why I said.
So his
all
decision,
the other
he
ways-
doesn't have a
And
selling
they
decision to
both
it.
One
said-
person at a time. One
It looks
person
like it's
talking
made
at a
to look
time.
like there's a knot in it.
They both said it. The reason they think it's not a knot is because of the way Brian's mind works.
Yes.
It's not about the rope.
But
It's
understand
not
one
about
thing,
the
guys.
facts.
Hold on.
See, mine's
Hold on.
mine's the rope.
Hold
They
on.
don't
Hold
think
on.
there's a
Hold
knot
on.
because of the way he does things.
All right, but listen, why would he care if it is or if it isn't? It's not about if it is a knot or not a knot, it's about us deciding which one the answer is. It has nothing to do with whether or not, he doesn't win either way. If we decide there is a knot, then he gets what?
He knows that we take everything at face value.
No.
Because we're just
See,
looking.
That's
it's
not the point.
It's not about this.
Not
With
the
them, it's
point.
about you.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
still
but
waiting
it's
on
not
someone to
about him though, because
justify.
what if we all walked in and said, there's definitely not a knot
So
in there?
basically, everyone.
It doesn't change anything that happens
why
with
you
his
think there's no knot
theory
is
on anything. It's
because
about us
Brian-
making a decision.
And your only
Yes.
justification is because the rope.
Oh God,
I'm
we're back
looking
to
at
the
the
rope
rope.
again.
Yes, I would too.
So
We're
we're
back
talking
to the
about
rope
We're
again.
talking about the rope.
I-
We're not talking about Brian. We're talking about the rope.
I
That's-
see
You're
the
right.
rope.
I'm focusing on the rope.
I see the rope,
And
and
the
I also
rope
know the
is
guy
out there
who
made
set
to
the
look
rope
like there's a
down.
knot on this.
Oh God.
I can't wait to hear his description
I
of
think
all
we're
this
giving
stuff.
him exactly what he wants by fighting about it.
Exactly.
So
Oh, I
just
agree with that
fucking
too.
make a decision
Ugh.
and agree to it.
Guys, hold on. Nobody say a word until I'm
Is
done
this how you
talking.
guys negotiate with customers?
Yes. No. Absolutely not.
No, I wish it was.
Listen, nobody say anything. Let me finish. Brian doesn't win or lose no matter what the answer is. It's about getting to the answer as quick as possible and us making a decision together. He doesn't care if there's a knot. I bet he laid the ropes there and just pulled the strings out and walked away. And I probably know his damn mentality more than any of y'all.
Right, that's
And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's a knot. Because if we decide there's a knot, then he wins what? Nothing. If we decide there isn't a knot, what does he win? Nothing. If the decision, don't get me wrong, if we mess the answer up, he wins a lunch. That's not the point. The point is us making that decision together. Does that make sense?
No.
As
So
a
Christian,
teacher.
Mark, and Tyler, if I pay your $2, will you switch and say there's
No.
not?
Oh my God.
If Christian was a customer looking at a car, and you're like, hey, I don't want you to pay for
Okay,
this
all right,
car.
hold on.
I'll give it to you for free.
All right,
He's
so
like,
it's-
no, I want to pay. I want to pay a
All right,
lot.
listen, hold on. So the trouble at hand, and then we're gonna move to Mark. Okay, so, Christian, nobody else say a word. Why is there not a knot?
Cause it made it look like there is a knot.
Okay.
That's
But-
obvious, but I can just look at it, I mean,
It's made to look that
You
way,
just
so,
said
so
that it
come
looked
over
like
here,
there
cause
wasn't
you've
a
not
knot.
even gotten out of your chair, you've not
Yes,
even
I
taken a
have.
knot. Come around here.
He just said it looks like there's not a knot. Now
Come right
it's- it looks like there is.
Okay,
why I gotta go farther away from
Yeah.
it to get a better view?
Because you gotta look for me because it's space.
it's a whole bundle of rope, you can only see one
Bottom
side.
right-hand corner.
Yeah, so look how ropes are all intertwined within each other. That's impossible by pulling the two outside strings, that those are not gonna wrap up and get into a knot. And listen, this is the way we're pulling it. We also gotta decide how we pull this thing, because if we decide that there is a knot, we want there to be a knot, correct?
Yep.
So we both need to grab both ends of the rope and pull away from each other
At the same time.
Pull it
at the
fast.
same time. No, it ain't gotta be fast, you just gotta pull away
No,
from
because
each
then
other.
you can pull
Okay.
knots out.
Can we compromise on that? Because if, say, we pull one end,
Yep,
because if there's a knot, there's gonna be a knot no matter what.
well, not
That's
necessarily,
not
that's not true. No, if you pull one side of the rope and not the other side, there's a good possibility you could pull that end of the rope out and then not cause a knot.
Okay, what if we step on the other end? That's not gonna pull the knot out. If we step on the other end
If
and
you
pull
pull
one
at the
end.
same time, all that's gonna bunch up.
Right,
and,
I think we pull on
You got a
both
better
ends
chance of-
away from each other,
Right, I-
you got a better chance of a knot.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't-
pulling the rope isn't on the table yet. We gotta decide.
Well, I mean,
if there's a
in
knot or
theory,
not.
but do you get it? Do you get it, Kristen?
Can I take a cigarette
Do
break?
you understand?
I got my
Hold on,
nerves up.
Shut up. Do you understand?
I'm just gonna go with it, cause we're not getting anywhere.
All right,
Yeah.
you've already decided on that, Mark, you in?
The justification is we're not.
Y'all think
You're
I
holding
can
us
afford-
up.
I don't conform to shit.
Hold on. Come on, are you in that there's a knot?
Just go with it.
Two things real quick.
Right?
Okay, first off, I'm hungry.
I ain't too.
If you pull from both ends, there's gonna be a knot. If I can pull from one end and work my way, there will not be a knot.
Okay, that's what
So
I
which end
agree
can I
with
pull
that.
from?
No, no, no,
Which
no,
end can I pull from?
no,
Two
we're
people
deciding on that
pulling.
if there is a knot, let's pull from both ends.
Two peoples are pull, two
There's
people
a
are
Right.
pulling.
Because that's the overall objective, is to be right.
We all
Right.
agree?
We all agree, everybody's on that, there's a knot, we're gonna pull from both ropes.
You pull from both ends, there'll be a knot. If I can
Alright.
pull
Yeah.
from one end,
Alright.
there'll be no knot.
Tyler, I don't want
Hold
you
on.
touching the rope.
Do a show of hands.
You don't believe.
Knot.
I guess.
There is a knot.
You don't believe, Tyler.
All right, hang on.
Let Aaron and Chad do it.
No, I'm doing
You
it.
don't believe, Tyler.
Your butt's on
Why'd
camera,
you change
Tyler.
your-
It doesn't matter.
Why'd you change your mind?
Because he ran up on the closer.
Because there's no one in here that's gonna, I mean, it's just either that or we sit here forever.
Oh, stuff like that.
You're a follower?
This
We
might
thought
be,
you were a
this
leader.
might be why our judicial, or, like jury system doesn't work.
Oh, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
I agree with that 100%.
stubborn people who don't listen to me.
Mark, why'd you change?
Because your rules change. You said I have to pull from both ends.
No, I didn't. I said you guys can choose how you pull.
Alright, so
The
I
group,
said we're
The
pulling.
group changed our mind, he's just asking why you changed yours.
why I changed, because if you pull from both ends, there'll be a knot.
I agree.
But beginning, they said you didn't have to pull from both ends. If I can pull from one end, there'll
Right.
be no knot.
Okay, so
So
you said
it
both
just-
ends, so there's not. That's what we're
So
getting.
from both ends,
Yes.
but in the beginning, there was not.
But again, all we're trying to get to, guys, is a decision and a right decision. so
Yeah,
that
when
he
we
doesn't
have that,
bust.
let's just pull the.
So now we pull both ends of the rope so that there is a knot, correct?
do this?
Okay, are we good?
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
What's that whole journey thing you're talking about?
Okay, he has a shit, he has a grin on his face. Oh my God.
Hey, hey, look! I'm not seeing anything. What's the?
So far, not a knot.
All of you. Yeah. Knew it. Sorry, that was exciting.
Uh-oh. That looks like a knot to me.
Woo! That's right at the end.
How? I ain't
It's
said
right
that,
at the end.
Clever.
We watched them pull it out, there wasn't no
There
damn
was
knot.
no knot.
It was a knot.
Was no knot.
Oh, this is the most satisfying part of my week.
Fuck did I say?
You agreed, buddy. You got
because
close.
you found out you were a follower?
Right. You got close. What are you talking about? It's probably pretty
Whichever
common.
way you thought,
All right,
there's
so-
no way of knowing until you actually.
Right.
I knew.
So here's my
You
question.
knew.
Here's my question.
How'd you
No.
know?
What was
You
taken?
know,
Sorry.
But how did you know? You didn't tell us every reason. You said Brian.
No, your main
because of the way
reason
Brian.
is-
All right, all right, all right.
Brian,
And I was right.
The
That's
end
not
result is
seven
here.
reasons.
It is what it is. So let's find out what the objective to this was.
I have my fingers crossed, just saying.
It was the other way around. He says anything I'm saying, just use me right.
So,
Gosh.
so what do you guys think that exercise was displaying?
Who's the leader and who's
Teamwork.
the
Who's a
follower?
follower?
Huh? Who's the leader and who's the follower?
Yeah.
No, who's hungry?
Teamwork.
Teamwork?
Yeah.
It could be some teamwork,
Oh.
leadership,
Trying to sell somebody who doesn't.
negotiations.
Stubbornness.
And who just
Just
caves?
ignore my thing.
Well, you're the one that
Right.
gave in to
Come
stubbornness.
from King Stubborn.
Well, I was right. Like, I was the, whatever.
Good guess.
It wasn't a guess.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Because there's no way you
Tyler,
can tell by looking
there's
at that.
no
Still
eye.
lost.
Until you do, it's
I
hard
mean,
to tell.
even though you feel like you won, you still lost because you winded up with us.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. It's more important to me that I'm right than that I win. Like, honestly.
But you weren't, because you
No, I was
picked.
right. No. I was
No.
Did you make a decision?
It was a unanimous decision.
It's like talking to a 2x4 now at this point.
I was right.
Like talking to a piece of plywood.
Do we still have 30 more minutes we could just sit here? We should
So
just sit
basically
here.
what happened, if we wouldn't have changed our minds, we'd still be sitting here and there'd be no.
What's that?
What I'm saying though is, even though we was right, or I was right,
Well,
You were the one who said the least.
What?
You lucked into
you
the
just sat there. I was the last holdout, all y'all caved.
That's because you didn't say anything.
It's true.
That's right. And we'd still be sitting here, we'd be sitting here all day. So team building exercise until we all say yes.
That's why Mark's customers take so long. He didn't say anything. He just sits with you.
Until we all
First
work
one to
together,
speak
you can't get
loses is
anything
Mark's,
done.
Mark's philosophy. First one to speak loses.
That is kind
Yeah.
of true.
And y'all
Until we all
lost.
work together, you can't get
You
anything
got
done.
closed.
Yep. Yep.
What?
Can't get anything done unless you all work together.
Yeah, and we
Yeah, then
were
we can all
wrong.
just be wrong together.
That's not the benefit.
Well, that point is not being wrong.
Sticking together.
So what's the point?
The point is to,
There isn't.
Oh, okay. So it was literally, but it was a team building exercise.
No, it was more about negotiations.
Okay.
Because I knew that there was
So,
no way
in
that everybody
this
in this
room,
room was
I
gonna
won.
decide on one.
yeah, we followed you even though you were wrong.
Well, I mean, we all died together.
Just take the rope, tie each other together. and
No,
follow the
it
plan.
really was. It was team building, it
It's all
was
just-
negotiations, it was working together, it's all of those things.
We're all
But the
gonna
thing
jump
that I
off
was
the cliff 'cause
probably
they're
most
gonna-
excited about was seeing
Let's take the
who
mic
was
and
changing
cover it.
whose minds and, you know, who was more vocal about their opinion.
We knew that already. We knew who that was gonna be there. That was something, we didn't learn that.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Pat yourself on the back.
It didn't work. Nobody took your opinion.
I know, but I'm used to that. I was right. Nobody listens to me. I'm okay with that.
Alright guys, so this was a short one,
No, that's a pretty long road.
no, yeah. It was only a half-hour meeting. We've got some other ones that are longer. All of the meetings coming up, the series that we're doing, are gonna be around things like this. Tomorrow, we have a fun one called 3 Islands. So make sure that you're here for that.
And that one's in the Mitsu show?
That one's in the Mitsubishi showroom,
Jumping up.
and, the office may partake in it, and the BDC is gonna be there as well. So it's gonna be sales, BDC, office. I don't know if anybody from service is gonna be there or not, but it's gonna be a fun one.